You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging out with you guys actually in person live. We are hanging out here at Nick Carlson's HQ for Mulch Mate, and we actually have Aiden Sabo here with A's Lawn and Landscaping. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good.
You excited to do a quick podcast? We're actually waiting to go to dinner.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where are we going tonight?
I have no idea, honestly.
So I pull up to the airport, get off the airplane, and go to baggage claim and all that fun stuff. And as I get down there, this huge white tank of an F, what is it, 250, 350?
350, yeah.
350, big truck pulls up, and the windows are down, and it's like, hey, man, get in the truck. And it's Nick Carlson. If you guys don't know Nick, you got to give him a follow on Instagram, at Mulch Mate USA. I think it is. Mm-hmm. And then Dawson Manufacturing. Mm-hmm. Great guys. They make the Mulch Mate that hangs on the back of a dump trailer and help you guys spread mulch at an incredible rate and productivity factor. Just great guys. We're here. How big is this warehouse, dude?
I would probably say it's 20,000 square foot, maybe.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big warehouse,
So we're actually here for the big reveal. He's got a couple new products that are going to be coming out. By the time this podcast is live, you guys have probably already seen him on Instagram and YouTube. But Nick flew me in. We're hanging out here, hanging out with a bunch of different guests and YouTubers and just people in the area that want to come see what Nick's cooking up over the last 6 or 12 months. And the fun thing here is talk about the power of social media, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You love social media. This is, Nick was like, hey, we want to get the word out about everything new from Mulch Mate, but because GIU was canceled.
Right, yeah.
You got to get the word out somehow, right?
Yeah, so this is perfect. You got everybody come here. We're just setting up a little bit of 20, 30 people here, bring in some food, show everybody what's new. Everybody can film their videos and instant advertising.
Rock and roll. What a great way to spread the word. Unfortunately, like I said, GIU was postponed, but it doesn't mean your business has to be postponed.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So you can still make things happen, the power of social media, the power of networking. And then Aiden, how far away do you live from here?
About 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, yeah.
So you're local?
Yeah, pretty close, yep.
And you get to hang out with Nick all the time, right?
Yeah, I'm like here every other weekend or something like that.
what do you do when you come over here? Does he put you to work? Do you just get food for everybody? How does this work?
No, so normally when this morning I was helping get set up, so we did some gift bags out front. We put those together, and I was just helping him whatever he needed help with. But normally I'll come down, shoot videos, or he'll help me. The other day I rented a dump trailer from Home Depot. Yeah. I guess this was a couple weeks ago. He came back, helped me pick it back up and take it back to Home Depot. So he just kind of trade off and help each other. So it's a nice combination.
I love it, man. Well, we're here at a manufacturing facility, and they put a lot of things together. Speaking of things and people that put things together, we're going to give a quick shout to our producer, Marty, who is going to give you guys the show sponsors, the show info, everything that's up to date, what we got going around in the blogosphere. So let's kick it over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and we will be right on back.
If you'll think back to Friday's episode, I believe number 124, our Halloween edition of the podcast, you'll remember I was a little worried that I might have gone just a little too far with some of the production elements on the show and was wondering out loud how Brian might react to that. See, he doesn't hear the finished product, until you guys do on the day the podcast drops, but fortunately, he liked it, and I'm still employed, and even a few of you took the time to indicate how much you enjoyed hearing a little zombie music to spice things up. Aaron Walls, in addition to liking the sound design, actually wanted to know when Brian was going to interview me on a future broadcast. So we'll see if that happens. The question, though, that really caught my attention was he wanted to know if Paul Jameson of the Green Industry Podcast mows my yard. Well, I'll reveal the answer a little bit later, but first a word from our show sponsors.
It sure would be nice to take our marketing and branding to the next level. Everyone always seems to have the best marketing materials, the best business cards, the best postcards. If I wasn't so busy mowing lawns all day, I'd probably have some cool designs too. Where do people find the time to do all this stuff? I know I need to get new customers, and I know what I need to do. I just don't have the time to do it. I wish there was a better way. Hey guys, we wanted to make you aware of a brand new program that's now available for you guys exclusively at the LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com. Brian has now made available a brand new program, which includes 4 downloadable postcards designed to help you guys grow your business. 4 unique themed postcard templates are now available for you in a plug-and-play fashion. Simply add your company name, company logo, and phone number, and you're ready to rock and roll. These 4 designs are great for any lawn and landscaping business owner looking to take their marketing to the next level. The training program contains a spring, summer, fall, and winter themed postcard. They're $75 each, or purchase all 4 for $249, a $50 savings. Take the stress and hassle out of trying to design your own templates and postcards and use these to quickly grow your business. Get them printed with Brian's preferred vendor, or take the design to your local shop to have them printed up. But now you have 4 designs that are ready to go help you immediately take your marketing and advertising to the next level. Now available exclusively at LawnpreneurAcademy.com. Are you ready to make some serious money this winter with snow and ice management services? Are you looking to position yourself as an industry professional and to protect your bottom line from issues like unstable salt prices? Don't get left out in the cold this winter. Head over to DebtFreeLandscaper.com to check out the highly sought-after commercial and residential snow plowing contracts. These agreements are available for internet download and are easy to edit and make your own. DebtFreeLandscaper.com, the green industry's most professional resource for lawn and landscaping contracts, hiring employees and subcontractors, and where you'll find the same money-making commercial snow contract that numerous contractors like Brian Fullerton have used to dominate the snow and ice management industry. DebtFreeLandscaper.com. Head over to DebtFreeLandscaper.com to get access to these incredible resources today and put yourself in a position to plow through the competition.
All right, guys, and we're back here. Had to get the good old sip of water, right?
Exactly.
By the way, Aiden, so I'm on the airplane, right? I had about 5 podcasts to pick up from Paul Jameson because we didn't mow last week because we have like an off week. Usually GIE week, the lawns are kind of slowing down for us back at home, right? So I had about 5 podcasts that I was listening to from the Green Industry Podcast,
right,
our friend Paul Jameson. And by the way, his transitions were a little weak sauce last week, bro. I got to admit, like him and Naylor were doing a podcast.
I noticed the same thing because he's always getting on you. You got to get better on them transitions. And I'm like, what is he doing here, man?
He kept saying, I got to, I think, hand it back over, kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, I wonder where he got that from.
So shout out to Paul, shout out to Naylor. They're great dudes. But they were giving me so much crap because I have like my one go-to transition. We're going to go to a sip of water. But literally, I'm sipping water as I do my podcast. So my throat doesn't get all raspy.
Yeah, exactly.
Aiden sitting in front of me. He's got a bottle of water. I got a Pepsi here. We're just hanging out. But any which way, I was getting a little weak towards the end of the week, a little weak sauce towards the end of the week. But I think they're also tired because they were on a marathon tour. So shout out to Paul, shout out to Naylor. I know they're just doing the best they can to bring you guys videos and podcasts and all this stuff, hanging out with Geek the Freak, Alex Nickens, who else was there? Britt Dowd and Danny Lanier, a bunch of great guys all in between there. So hey, let's go back to you, man. Your story, you've been on the podcast before.
Yes, absolutely.
You're like a little phenom here, dude. You remind me of like the Christian Schlegels and the Ross Lawn Cares and Jack and what's his brother with Southern Stripes, Brad? I'm going to mess it up. He was just on the show.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it might be Brad. Yeah.
Shout out to Southern Stripes Lawn Care. They were just on the show here a couple days ago. But
Jake the Lawn Kid.
Jake the Lawn Kid's been on the show. Yeah, so many of you young guys that are young hustlers, I call it the teenager takeover.
Right.
And now you're 15?
15, yep.
No kid, man. That's so exciting. And so you have a unique story with your lawn and landscape business that you actually live in a condo with your mom, obviously, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you're not able to like, hey, go to the neighbor's house and hey, I'm going to cut your lawn for $25.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So if people love the green industry, they're 15, 18 years old, and they want to get involved into it and run a small business, where do you get your customers? How do you do that living in a condo complex?
So yeah, obviously there is still a small need for landscaping, but it's crazy because you can do like 10 houses in the whole neighborhood and you only need like 5 yards of mulch. So it's like real small.
Yep.
But you can still clean up pretty well on that. But
yeah,
obviously like a lot of like my mom was helping me a little bit with some advertising. Like, I'd post stuff, she'd help share it. So just kind of branched out, like her coworker's brother or something like that. So I've been just kind of picking up a lot of work like that this year, and it's just kind of been passing back and forth. So, and I just feel like if you build a reputation doing good work for people, they're going to come back or share your name to somebody else. So, they say, oh, we're really happy. Like I did a sod job in the spring and we treated the whole yard and just finished the last treatment. And she sent me a text message and said, thank you for everything you've done. If you have a sign or some business cards, drop it by. I want to pass them off.
Sure.
So just doing that, if I give her 25 business cards and just say, here, hand them out, and she, older people tend to talk about people for a lot longer. So they're like, here's the business card and so-and-so. And 20 minutes later, they finish talking about you and they may end up giving you a call.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta give a shout out and thanks to mom, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's always in your corner, whether you're 15 or 34 like I am. Like we're running our live event here. It'll be here in just a week. By the time this podcast probably comes out. And my mom's always on me. She's like, did you guys order the badges? Did you guys get the name tags? I'm like, yes, mom. But, obviously, she's older, so I want to, you know, have those memories with her as much as I can as she gets older, and while she's still like, you know, sound mind and all that fun stuff. But you know, if you always got mom or dad in your corner,
absolutely,
you know, you gotta you know, have that card and play that card and appreciate it. Make time for your parents, man. I don't care how busy you guys get with running your companies. I've really come to appreciate my mom as she gets older, as I get older, and especially as if and when we have kids and grandkids for her, I want her to be, you know, involved in their life, especially because Liz and I are starting a little bit later in life with the whole kid thing here, hopefully soon. So, but any which way, so let's go back to you. You're 15. What about your buddies? Like, are your buddies doing like landscaping work? Are they working a job, or are they just getting like the dole, or how's that work?
So yeah, I have a couple of buddies. I guess we're right on the cusp where it's like, okay, I can go get a job or I can sit at home. So it's a lot of that decision but a lot of my buddies, like, I mean, I guess a good bit of them, they'll help, but they'll help me or they'll go help somebody else. But a lot of them tend to come and ask me if I want help. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I got plenty of help for right now. But normally I just pick, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do work like how I do on the weekends, so it's like, okay, you text somebody a month in advance and say, these are the dates we're working type thing. And you have like, I think I have like maybe like 6 go-to people. And I just kind of like rotate them through. So I've never honestly had 6 guys on one job. Like that's ridiculous. But I'll pull like myself and 2 others and I'll be like, you guys good? And then I'll just kind of rotate. So I think I found combinations that work really well, or I'm like, oh my gosh, these 2 together talk way too much. You know, they can't be together. Dude,
that's a fact, bro. Like you're realizing that at 15. There's have you ever seen like the Instagram meme? I'll butcher it, but it's like there's always like I think it was like the Hangover movie. It's like the one guy who talks, the one guy who you know, pretends he does 80% of the work, but really he's supervising. Then you get the actual labor guy. There's always like in the crew, there's the one guy that does like most of the work, but he's like quiet and he's calm. I've had some buddies before, man. I've had some characters work for me too, like friends, buddies, same thing on the weekend. Hey, dude, we're doing 30 yards of mulch. Like, you want to make $100 cash for the day? This is back in the day, obviously. And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I get back there because I have to like run and go get 3 extra yards or something, or we forgot a shovel, or the rake broke, or who knows what, right?
Right, exactly.
And we get back, and I'm like, I'm pulling down the road. And I see them both talking, like full body language, like, oh, yeah, dude, you know, slapping hands and stuff.
And clearly, when you're doing that, you definitely aren't raking the mulch out.
I go, are you guys even working here? Like, and then I get back, there's no yards of mulch moved. And then you realize they've been chit-chatting for 45 minutes. Yeah. And you get back, and then you pick up a rake. And then they pick up a rake. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys have been here for 45 minutes. You should have moved 2-3 yards of mulch by now. But anyway, you know how that goes. But
actually, a funny meme I saw is this guy who was in a hole, and his name was like Jeff. And then there was like operations manager, supervisor, and they were all standing around him. And he goes, but guess what? All the guys standing there are still getting paid the same as the guy digging in the hole.
Oh, yeah. That's always exciting, man, when you're paying these guys 10, 12, 15, 18, 20 bucks an hour, right? And they're just standing there. And I'm like, no, like when we go to work, like, we all work. Like, we all have to work. Like,
exactly. That's how it works.
It's not like one guy supervises and there's always the guy like, oh, I'll go get the shovel and then I'll go get the rake. And then it's like,
no, you won't.
No, it's like, dude, like, I'm going to go, you know, what did they say? Like, I'm going to go move stuff. I'm going to stage. That's what we always use the word. We're going to go stage. This is the stage guy. You know, the stage guy, this guy's like, I'm going to go stage the mulch. I'm going to go stage the tractor, stage the wheelbarrow. I go, well, you don't have to stage anything. Pick up a damn shovel and start laying out some mulch. But anyway, that's funny.
It's like the one guy I always have. He's like, all right, I'm going to go blow off. I'm like, dude, there's 2 yards of mulch sitting there. We're not blowing anything off.
Yeah, he blows it off. You make things dirty again, then he's got to go blow it off again, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm like, and then he gets on the leaf blower for 20 minutes, you know, and he's like, he just disappears.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's like, what are you blowing? Oh, there was 3 leaves in the parking lot. Yeah, oh my God, that's you. Okay.
I don't know how we got on that rabbit hole, but dude, that's fun. What's the future for Aiden's lawn and landscape, dude? Are you looking at a car yard, a truck yard? What is that coming down the road, or where you at?
Yeah, so I guess this time next year I'll be getting my full license. I've just kind of been exploring around options, just kind of looking like this is what I'm going to be spending. Obviously, I'm not going to buy something brand new. I'm going to buy something I can afford, but
sure.
I feel like with what we saw outside, with what Mulch Mate's coming out with, I feel like that setup is going to be really key for a lot of people. So I think that'll be cool when it comes out. I think that would be great addition to a truck when I get that.
Yeah.
But, I'm probably, when I saw that product, I'm probably looking towards like a good 2,500, because I don't think a 1,500 could do that. So
sure. Are you looking at more like landscape solutions or lawn maintenance? What do you want to get into?
I guess a combination. So I may, depending on how things go, I may end up doing like some lawn maintenance and just kind of leaving, like, you know, you have 10 good key lawns and they're signed up for everything with you. But I wouldn't mind doing like fertilizer, aeration, and seedings and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I just couldn't see myself doing like 100 lawns a week plus landscaping. I'd rather go heavier on that and then have like some, maybe if I had 10 properties that were between, 2 and 6 acres and you were there, or maybe some commercials that were small commercials. But I feel like I'd rather do something like that rather than blow a full schedule of mowing. I really do like the features of landscaping, being on a job with everyone working in one spot, not having to worry about transportation and stuff like that.
What about some words of advice you give to some of the younger guys that are out there? Maybe they are 12, 15, 18, and they're trying to figure out how to transport stuff. Like, do you have like a four-wheeler you use, or a tractor, a wagon, like a cart? Do you have anything like that you pull around?
Yes, I actually have a what is known as a gorilla cart. So it's like a cart that it's like a metal cart, and then it has a handle that flips around to like a pin hitch. So normally I would just pull it like a handle, like a wagon, because it flips around to like one you could pull behind. So I would just do that with whatever I needed to go around the block. But now that I have the Titan, I just flip it around and use it that way. But actually what happened is it started raining when I was doing this weeding job, and I had parked in a driveway, and because you're towing on a zero turn, the zero turn can cut a turn way tighter. So I turned and thought I had the turn clear, and I hear the snap. I snapped the handle of the wagon, and the wagon started rolling away.
Oh no. It's just going down the road. And now you're chasing it with those zero turn.
Well, the funny thing about it is I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, the hitch is still on there, but the wagon's in the yard. I'm like, what just happened here?
At least it stopped.
So luckily there's only a couple houses down. So I grabbed the wagon, pull it back up to the house, then go back for the mower. And it's like, so I brought it down here. Nick welded it back, but ended up ordering a cart mate. So hopefully I'll just use that instead.
Well, dude, I've seen a bunch of younger guys. I love seeing the Instagram posts with the younger kids that are like 12, 15, 18 that are hustling, dude. Like they've got the bike with the wagon. They got the bike with the little makeshift cart. Sometimes it looks like almost like a caddy, golf cart thing. And then they had a little wood platform, and there's no excuses, man. I actually did a bunch of that stuff back in the day when I was little. I had a little cart as well, and my mower used to be self-propelled, so I would let it literally self-propel me, because I'd sit on the mower.
Right, yeah.
I'd like put my arm kind of twisted behind my back because I had to hold the safety on.
Right,
So as long as I had the safety on, we would zip through the neighborhood going 2 miles an hour.
Right, yeah.
But you know what? That thing had like 6 horsepower, and it would support me. It would pull the weed whack and the blower. And you know what? I was just going around the neighborhood, and eventually I'd come to this like huge overarching turn, and I had to keep doing the shimmy, like keep shifting it over, like push the mower with my foot. But man, that takes it way back. I remember doing all that stuff forever. Let me ask you about this. Something you just said that I haven't got to catch up with you since, but you won the Titan zero-turn lawnmower.
I did,
from Spencer's Lawn Care. So shout out to Sean and then TQ. What was that all about? How did you win that? You won a 60-inch zero-turn mower. It's worth probably $6,000 to $7,000. 25 horse. I think does that have the Cowie or the Toro engine?
It has the Toro engine.
The Toro engine.
Yep.
Okay, that's $6,000-7,000.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I was completely surprised. I actually won it right here, and they had teamed up with Nick to make sure that it was a surprise. And Nick was like, "Oh, I need you to come down. I got some help shooting video." And he's like,
just
I'm
sandbagging.
like, okay, so he was like completely blowing it off, or like pretending like I had no idea.
Was he awkward, or were you awkward?
No, I had no idea.
Did you have any clue?
No, he was like, just bring your camera. I need help shooting a new product, which is actually the one that's getting unveiled tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll be there. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna come pick you up, and it needs to be, because he gave me like a 24-hour notice, and he's like, it needs to be tomorrow. Whatever you're doing, I got people coming in from out of town to shoot for this video, and I'm like, it's got to be tomorrow. I'll pick you up. So I'm like, middle of the summer. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no problems.
Any hints? Did you suspect anything? Did you think anything? Because it's always tough keeping that stuff a secret,
The only thing that got me suspected is Spencer's Lawn Care did a live on YouTube that night, and I was like, man, that looks like a hotel headboard, but I didn't think anything of it that they were a hotel down here.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, I didn't think anything of it. But
no, I try to watch them on Instagram stories. Not guys, honestly, it's hard to I always say produce it and consume it. Yeah. So I don't get to watch everybody's stories like you guys sometimes get to. And so people are like, oh, did you hear what Spencer's doing? I'm like, no, I'm like busy making podcasts. And then it's like, oh, did you hear what like Nick's doing? He's revealing 3 new things. I'm like, I see Nick 3 times a year, and it's tough because there's so many. I mean, there's 150,000 of y'all and like one of me. Okay, it's like it's not fair, because people are like, how does he remember his name? I go, and if I forget your name like in person or or I see it at a pizza shop, like introduce yourself, say, hey, because, again, it's like 100,000 to 1, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with the other YouTubers. They're like, hey, you have a conversation with somebody for 20 minutes. They're like, hey, what's that guy's name? I go, I haven't the slightest clue because he said his name was like Rick and it was about 20 minutes ago. And then 5,000 thoughts went through my brain. And how am I supposed to remember his name, right?
Exactly.
So you didn't have any hints or anything like that. Did Sean and TQ like even tell your parents or did they even know?
No, I think Nick told my mom, but she
Okay.
didn't say anything to me.
Okay.
And yeah,
good.
I walked in, and you know the counter out front when you walk right in.
The door we came in earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So they were kneeled down right behind that counter, and I
That's the
walked
counter?
in. I walked
Okay.
in with Nick, and they popped up there like, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh, you guys just scared me. What are
Yeah.
you doing here?"
Did you suspect about the mower or did you just say, hey, Sean and TQ?
I was like, okay, well, I kind of didn't really think of it because I was like, well, maybe Nick's having them shoot the video too to just kind of promote it out there. But I was like,
sure.
that's kind of random that it's only them here. So,
Yeah.
and then they were like, oh, we got something for you to show you. And I was like, there's no way I must have won this mower. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to like hold in the feelings, not get too excited. But I was like,
'Cause you don't wanna get
definitely
let
had the
down.
thoughts roll. Yeah. So I had the thoughts going through my mind, and we walk around the corner where that ramp is where you can go outside.
Yep.
So yeah, it was sitting right there on the corner. I was like, oh, I just won this.
Dude,
I'm like,
that is so freaking cool, man. I honestly, I couldn't go to a more deserving person. It's always tough when you do like giveaways because I always say like, hey, you gotta be 18 and older and this, and they are 100% random. But just when I pick the winner, I still got to vet because I don't want it to go to like some bonehead or some butthead or this or that. I'm really not super choosy with that. We do keep it honorable and random, but again, I don't want it to go to like a 12-year-old kid that might not be able to even earn it or qualify for it, or let's say
absolutely.
it's you don't want to get somebody to get hurt or something like that.
Right,
So
yeah.
I would say it's got to be 13 plus or with parents' permission,
with parent consent,
all that, because there's been times where unfortunately people have won and then I say after the fact, hey, go ask your parents if you can win this, and I've had a couple kids come back that won big stuff like $500 worth of stuff and their parents said no. Their parents said so. I'm like, why would you say no? But I'm not,
it's not your place, so
No.
you have to just, as
That's
long as
it.
you say, you can, at least for me, like if I enter to win something, I'm like, well, now I'm not, because my mom's like, oh, you got too much stuff. So now it's just a joke anytime I enter to win a giveaway. So it's like,
that's awesome. Anytime you earn something, now you got to give something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's usually my rule with Liz. I've said anytime you buy more clothes, I don't care if you buy more clothes, just get rid of something. Like your closet is not like right. Like there's it's starting to like mound up. It's a nice little walk-in closet. I'm like, dude, you got too much stuff. Like I don't care.
you just get the one dresser drawer, like you have
Dude,
to.
basically, well, I've got my own walk-in closet, but it's like all blue jeans and all like the same gray colored shirt because I wear like the same 5 outfits every day. Like most of the dudes listen to this. But my only rule with her is one comes in, one's got to go out. And she's like, well, that's not, everything in there's nice. I go, just get rid of it. You got too much clutter. I'm a melancholy, a detail guy.
Yeah.
I can't do clutter. So she's like, well, I went to like Home Goods and I bought like all new fall decorations. I'm like, we have fall decorations. She's like, I know, but I got more fall decorations. I go,
It's the same thing with my mom.
I go, why? Exactly. I'm like, why? But then, it's funny, dude, because straight up, I come back home 3 days later. I'll be out of town or I'll be, working late or something like that, late nights. And I'll come home 3 days later or the next day and the whole home's like redecorated. I'm like, it does kind of look pretty nice in here.
Yeah, that's the same with my mom. She's like, get the Christmas tree down.
Oh,
and I'm
gosh.
like, okay. And then so I get the Christmas tree. We have like this storage area in our garage. So I get the Christmas tree down. And then she's like, well, can you get all the other totes? So then it's like, okay, let me grab the 1, 2, 3, and 12 totes for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Carry them up the steps, set them
yeah.
up. And then she's like, well, can you do the lights? Can you put 10 ornaments on them? I'm like, oh, no. I was like, that's what the siblings are for.
No. Yeah. No kid, dude. Well, it's the same thing. Like anytime Liz wants to do all that decorating stuff, I leave it up to her. Her mom comes over. My mom will come over. They love that stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm like really thankful that like that's her strength zone because the house does look beautiful. Because if not, if it was just all dudes, it'd all be like, pallets.
You'd be
and,
lucky if you had a rug and a couch. I mean,
basically, it'd be like throwaway furniture and pallets that chairs made out of pallets.
It's funny you say that. My neighbor was a single man, and for 2 years he lived with chairs like these office chairs in his living room.
By the way, the chairs that we were in Nick's office, it's a nice little office here, but Nick's like, yeah, those were given to me. I'm like, you don't say. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just having fun. Well, no, same thing. I had a friend of mine who had a, you ever see the big wire spool trucks?
Yes.
The big spool?
Yeah.
Swear to God, he had a big spool as his table. I go, dude, what is that? He goes, it's my table. I go, that's a spool of wire. Like, but there was no wire on it, obviously. I go, where did you get that? And then number 2, questions you don't want to know the answers to. How'd you get it in here?
He's like, well, I found it on the side of the highway and took it in the middle of the night.
Dude,
and me and my buddies carried it through the window.
Probably, man. I have no idea how that even happened, but yeah, true story. But so you got the Titan, that's helping you grow your business. Do you have any like larger residential customers you're able to use it on yet, or are you still doing the smaller stuff?
I'm still just trying to stick to the smaller stuff. Once I drive, then I can really open up to bigger stuff. But just trying to stick to what I can get around to for now.
Well, by now, by the time this podcast comes out, I'm sure a lot of the reveal has already happened with the Mulch Mate new items and new products and what they got coming out. But the trailer that Nick was talking about out there is that's awesome. We'll leave all the details here if you guys want to check it out. There's a YouTube video to boot that's got all the info on it. But that new trailer out front that Nick was, or out back that Nick was just showing, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
The dump plus the rack, the weight that it can hold. If you guys did not see this on YouTube, you got to go check it out. Full video there. But that could be your first trailer for $16,000, and that could really set you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's awesome. So where do you go from here, man? If things are growing pretty well, and are you going to keep up with the landscaping thing through high school and going into college, or where are you going from here?
Yeah, I think that's the plan for now, at least. I just think it could work out well as long as I stay passionate about it. Don't want to do something else, but I think there's definitely potential for it for sure.
What about social media in general? I feel like you love lawn care, you love landscaping, but I think you're also like extremely passionate about social media.
Yeah,
like
I think
YouTube,
it's definitely
Instagram.
a good tool to grow your business. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I've been diving into that recently, and I think doing YouTube videos and stuff like that's been really beneficial for the channel. Yeah.
So everybody wants to know: does Jake the lawn kid learn from you, or do you learn from him? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Jake was on the show just last week. He's a stud, man. He's I call him a social media mastermind, little guru.
Yeah.
He's got a great Instagram, great account. But I know him, you, Christian Schlegel. You guys are all buds. You guys all talk, and you guys all throw jabs at each other. All in fun, of course. But you guys are a bunch of 15, 18-year-old studs making it happen. How old's Jake now, by the way? 18?
I think he's 18, yeah.
18, yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, we'll button it up right here. We're going to be out of the warehouse before you know it here. Nick Carlson was just putting the final touches on the debut of the whole show that is going to be going on actually tomorrow. So if you guys have not seen that video, make sure you check it out on Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube, Aiden's channel as well. What's your YouTube and Instagram so people can find you?
Yeah, so my YouTube's A's Lawn and Landscaping, and then it's the same on Instagram. Yep.
A's Lawn and Landscaping.
Yep.
Awesome. And then check out Nick Carlson, Mulch Mate, mulchmateusa.com. You can go there. But dude, this is just a quick, fun little impromptu. Nick's taking us out to dinner tonight. Where are we going?
I have no idea.
Hopefully it's not just Chick-fil-A. I'll do Chick-fil-A though.
Yeah.
I think we're doing that for
I
breakfast.
think that's the plan for breakfast.
Is there any like seafood or crab around here?
I have no idea. I guess we're going to find out when we're done the podcast.
I guess so, dude. But last time I was here, true story, last story. But true story, last time I was here was with Nick.
Ed Wright. Yeah.
Ed Wright. I was hanging with Ed Wright. And said, you know my schedule better than I do. I was hanging here with Ed Wright and Stanley Dirt Monkey. And folks have no idea. Like, you think I work hard or like you guys work hard, and we all do. But then people get around me like, oh, he just never stops working. And I'm like, yeah. Then I get around Stanley Dirt Monkey. That guy is an animal like nobody knows with how hard he works, how many hours he commits to YouTube, his actual company, his contractor business, his demo company. Stanley is a hoss. I mean, like, get around him. It's exciting, it's encouraging, but then it's exhausting. Okay,
Yeah.
He is an animal, and it came out because him and I were working with Ed Wright. We were just doing some mower videos. Nobody got paid to be there. It was just fun, cool content.
Right, yeah.
Ed invited us into a shop. He had like all the lawnmowers, right? All the standers.
Yeah.
So we did a bunch of demo videos, and if you guys ever watched the videos on Stanley Dirt Monkey's channel, Ed Wright mowed a lawnmower. I don't know if you remember that one.
I saw that.
Ed Wright took his like ZK72, mowed over a little Ryobi battery powered mower. Like the blade was still on, and he just rolled over it. And I was like, dude, that mower is a machine. I've never seen any other company or brand do that other than like maybe like a Ventrac, right?
Yeah.
But dude, we were out there. It was 95 degrees for literally a 10-hour day. I'm in a full long sleeve, Stan's in a full long sleeve, full pant. Dude, we didn't have any waters, no Gatorades, no nothing. And they're just going, and I can go with the best of them. But after about 9 hours, it's like, dude, like, can I get a water or a Mountain Dew? Like anything, you know?
Yeah, right.
Can I get a granola bar? And Stan's says like, you can sleep when you're dead. And I'm like, I'm almost there. You know, like like one of those. And we get back to the hotel. I crash at like, 10 p.m. at night. Stan's like probably editing videos, and that's why he's got 500,000 subs and I got only 100,000. But it was a really good time. But it's like I come back here and I love this place, but I also have like that PTSD. I'm like, last time I was here,
They didn't feed me. They didn't give me anything to drink.
They didn't. Well, actually, funny story. So then we last part of it was we do go out to this crab shack. I still got to get the name from Ed Wright, but It was this like white building, 45 minutes from Nick Carlson here. We're by the airport. But I think 45 minutes away is Ed Wright's place, right?
Okay,
I think that's what everybody was telling me. But there's this like seafood place. It was like a hole in the wall, like greasy spoon kind of deal. But it was like $45, unlimited crab legs, unlimited popcorn, shrimp. I mean, dude, all the seafood you could eat.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 different tiers. It was like, you know, the base level, it was like shrimp and chicken or something, right? Then like the next level was like the shrimp and then the crab legs. And then the third level was like shrimp, crab legs, and the lobster tail or whatever it was.
Right, yeah.
Dude, Stanley, so Ed goes, you guys like seafood? And Stanley and I both look at each other. We're both from the Midwest.
Right,
so
yeah.
it's like, dude, all we eat is like chicken and pork, right? And maybe some steak. But we're like, dude, we grew up on like, you know, chicken, pork chops, that's it. And Ed Wright's like, you guys don't get seafood by you? And we're like, no, we're in the plain states in the Midwest, bro. So Ed takes us to this place, buys us dinner. It's probably $150 for the dinner. But Stanley and I ate so much food there that night that literally the shrimp were 3 inches long. They were the biggest shrimp I have ever seen. We're eating crab and crab legs. Like these are like, they look like they're out of a Godzilla movie, okay? The crab legs were so big. The lobster tails were ridiculous. I go, dude, like we get 4 and 5 ounce lobster tails back at home at an Outback, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm like, this food is so ridiculous. It was so good. Ed Wright filled us so well that like the skin on my hand, like I'm pinching my hand right now, it was so tight that I couldn't even like pinch my skin. Like I'm not kidding, dude. Like my body like went into like shock because I had like no water, so much sodium from the butter.
Oh boy.
It was so good. I still got to figure out where this place is, but if anybody knows this little shop I'm talking about, it's a little like white shop. It had a nice inside restaurant, a little patio on the back and the side. But Ed Wright took us there. He fed us really, really well. But man, I'll tell you what, that was some really good eating, and it was way, way overdue because we didn't have a snack or water that whole day. But and then that was pretty much it. So, all right, guys. Well, that's my trip here with Nick Carlson from Mulch Mate. We might get Nick on the show maybe tomorrow or something like that. We'll do another episode
absolutely.
here. Stay tuned for that one. But Aiden A's Lawn and Landscape, follow him on Instagram, follow him on YouTube, and thanks for the time, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Well, guys, that's it. We're going to kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Man, I was getting hungry listening to all that talk. Thanks for the reminder, Brian, about the good seafood. Think I'll take the Mrs. down to Captain D's tonight. Well, here's the answer I promised you about Paul mowing my yard. Now, keep in mind, Mr. Jameson has transformed his business into some sort of fancy, schmancy boutique outfit that only services the Thurston Howell III type sports stars, hip-hop moguls. So after I killed Martha's Japanese maple by using too much Roundup at the base of the tree, and I tore up our mower on all the stumps in the front yard, she said I could ask Paul to cut our grass. So the next day when I saw him at the radio station that we both worked for and asked if he was available, he just laughed. Yeah, he just started laughing. He reaches into his wallet, pulls out this old mangy business card and says, "My friend Chuck services your neighborhood."
Are you ready for GIE Plus Expo?
What?
Yes, GIE Plus Expo is coming to you now. It's GIEExpo2go.com, your new online connection to hundreds of new products, industry resources, and solutions to help you grow your business. GIE Expo to Go is packed with your favorite exhibitors' latest innovations, demo videos, event links, and more. Plus, you can set up your own My2Go show planner to gain exclusive access to show specials and discounts. Test yet? It's all free. So what are you waiting for? Go to GIEExpo2go.com and start exploring today.
Staying safe on the job is a priority for all of us. Hi, it's Mr. Producer. Our friends at Route 1 Industries have as their goal making sure that others can see you, especially when you're plowing snow or working after dark. As former professionals in the industry, they know what the needs of heavy haulers and snow removal specialists on the road are. And we cannot underestimate the importance of being visible to people out there on the road. Route 1 has the best LED products for affordable prices. Have you guys seen the new lights and setup on Brian's truck on YouTube? He got those professionally installed by Youssef and the team at Route1Industries.com. Special Brian's lawn maintenance packages are available, and of course, you know Brian's 10 saves you money on the starter, bullseye, and foreman light bundles. Now, a couple of install options for you. If you want to have them ship you the lights, you can install them on your own and save big. Now, if you're within, say, 6 to 8 hours max of Harvey, Illinois, go ahead and schedule an appointment with Yusef. Hotels nearby are cheap at $75 a night. You could spend the night the day before or after, get your truck done, and drive home. That is what Brian did. Visit route1industries.com and see the wide range of LED lights that will definitely fulfill your needs. What are you waiting for? Visit them at route1industries.com and remember to save big with Brian's Tin.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.